Hey YouTube, how's it going? Today I'm going to share my experience actually working with a local shipper with a dedicated load opportunity, which was a little bit more than I was looking to bargain for. But let's get into the video.
I've wanted a lot of things that I couldn't have. I've done a lot of things that I shouldn't have. But I live with no regrets because I wouldn't.
Going on YouTube. So me and my boy Harv, so we trying something out today. We talked to pretty much a broker shipper on Friday. So we decided to come out here and check him out. Supposed to be some consistent work. You know, today they got a little bit of the Mondays, I would say.
Case of the Monday.
You know what I'm saying? I guess the manager or owner here said his Dot guy didn't show up today, so it's a little rough. So I mean, we've been waiting here about 40 minutes. Just kind of supposed to be showing us the ropes. I mean, look like we're gonna be delivering pretty much large bulk items to residential houses or people. Curbside delivery, pretty much. You know, stuff that I guess a postal carrier or UPS or FedEx couldn't do. But we got the box truck, 26 foot. You know, we got the thing sitting over here on the dock. You know, hoping we get loaded up in the next hour. You know.
Time is money.
You know, time is money. But it's a new experience as a new owner operator with our new business here. You know, I'm doing Amazon in the evenings, of course. I didn't get a load last night, unfortunately, but you know, I was looking forward to the day and making some money. The guy told me we can make some pretty good money moving some loads around. You know, we're moving out of we're up in Marietta, Georgia, right here, just maybe 15 minutes north of Atlanta. And he said we're pretty much gonna be working all the metro Atlanta neighborhoods north. You know, even going towards Tennessee and North Carolina. So it should be pretty interesting.
Yeah,
you know, but just trial and error. We're trying it out. If it's a good fit for us, cool. If not, I can always just go back to the load board and pull loads there. You know, call up brokers as loads appear. I mean, I figured this might be a good opportunity because it could be like some dedicated stuff. I mean, guaranteed work every single day. Yeah. But it just depends on whether or not, because actually, they pretty much load a trailer up for you. They got a forklift, and but when you take it to the residence, you got to drop it off. So it's pretty much a delivery service kind of a business. Yeah. Versus you picking up from a shipper and taking it to a receiver. A lot of times it'd be no touch freight. Right. But so I don't know.
It depends on what it is.
So
I know you got to take it directly to the door.
Well, no. I don't know. I ain't taking it to nobody's house.
It depends on
well, we'll figure it out. We don't even know
if it can get ruined or something like that. But we'll work it out.
Yeah, we don't even know.
Go get us. Go get.
Yeah, but for the most part, yeah, it's just I'm definitely gonna be cold calling some more shippers. I'm gonna have my girlfriend do that. Got a list of about 50 shippers. Receivers here in Atlanta. I'm gonna call them up, see if they need some coverage, see if they need some, more trucks to move their loads. Because I'm not gonna put all my eggs in one basket. That's why I ain't put all my eggs in Amazon, and it's definitely slow season right now. It's supposed to start picking back up in March, but this is just trial and error, seeing how it goes. So far, 40 minutes in, maybe a little unorganized, but this is a very, very small shipper. So only 2 doors and whatnot. Yeah. But 2 cargo doors for shipping and receiving. But
you just take everything as a lesson. When things like this happen, you figure out what you like and what you don't like, and what you expect and what you shouldn't expect. So. Yeah, we're gonna, like I said, we go get it. We're gonna figure it out.
Oh yeah, we definitely gonna figure it out. But yeah, I keep y'all tuned as the day goes by. Right now it's just sitting around waiting. We burn a little time. But I believe they loading up a truck right now. After they get loaded up, I think we're gonna get loaded up. So then we'll see how it goes from there. But I'll get back with y'all in a second. So guys, we are loaded up. We got about 9,000 pounds, so we close to pushing our 10,000 pound limit. We actually had to take a pallet off because it was just like 200 pounds over. I didn't want to take no chances, so we took off 900. But we loaded up. I think we got like 8 stops. So this should be interesting. I'll keep y'all posted. going on, y'all? YouTube. We making our second stop. Our first stop was a little bit of a doozy. We had pallets. Well, it was a whole bunch of, what was it? Like hair detergent, soap, shampoo. It was like maybe like 50 boxes and shit on the pallet, and it was like 3 pallets behind it. I mean, we was on a gravel road, dirt road, so we had to fucking really unload the pallet because the way they loaded us up, it's not like in order.
It was in order, reverse
order. So it's shit kind of crazy. But we pulling up to our second stop right now. And we got 1,500 pounds, 2 pallets each. 1,500 pounds, so 3,000 pounds total. So we're gonna unload this. Pulling up here. Damn, I go this big ass fucking hill.
If it's gravel over here, I'm gonna 300 kick all this shit off the damn truck.
Oh hell no!
Oh man, didn't I say this? What is this?
Ain't nobody down there. Yeah, it's a little going up this hill.
Ridiculousness.
Truck moving about 10 miles per hour, trying to get up. Not really to move. So I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This working with this shipper, I mean, I'm gonna give it a go tomorrow too, but I'm gonna be cold calling shippers and brokers like crazy because I don't know. It's like an all day thing. It took them 4 hours to load us up for one.
Imagine if it was dark.
It took us 4 hours to load up, which was crazy. Normally, if you're working with a regular shipper or broker, you know you get detention pay after about 2 hours. But obviously that ain't the case. The 336 Paradise.
No. How we going?
Hold on, y'all. We're trying to figure out where we're going.
I mean, it might be one of those, but how we gonna get out of there? We ain't trying to back down on here. Back up the hill? Huh? Going back up.
I didn't figure out which house it is.
It gotta be there first one. It gotta be that first one back up.
Alright guys, so and let me tell you how I actually found this local shipper, which I'm not gonna let y'all, I'm not gonna put them out there or put their name out there unless you're looking to work for them. If you're looking for this type of work, then you know, private message me, email me, you know, hit me on Instagram, and I'll definitely give you their name because they're definitely looking for, you know, they looking for workers. They also looking for owner operators, you know, to be independent contractors. But I'll tell you the company that they was working under, which was Estes. So pretty much how I found this this local small broker / shipper was off Craigslist. They actually posted an ad on Craigslist looking for a driver. They was hiring drivers and, you know, to operate 26-foot box trucks. And I actually messaged them saying, you know, I actually have my own truck. You know, would y'all be open to, you know, is there opportunity for coverage or, you know, opportunity for me to come in to work with you guys? And they immediately replied back and said, yeah, sure. We have tons of opportunity going north of Metro Atlanta towards Tennessee and servicing that area. So I was like, okay, cool. So you know, I went in and met with the guys and they kind of gave me the rundown of how things work. But let me kind of get into it. So it is a dedicated load opportunity, but what the kind of loads that they were doing was they pitched it as kind of similar to Amazon, you know, doing door-to-door drops, you know, but you know, they deliver the bulk items. Like they're delivering pallets or huge boxes. You know, it can be a 1,500 pound pallet, or you know, it can be a 300 pound box or a 200 pound box. So when I pulled up, when me and my partner pulled up, because you know, they said this can be done as a one-man team. So you know, but me and my partner wanted to get experience and you know, get it all in the same day. You know, instead of having to retrain each other or one to train another one another day. But I mean, from the time we got there, the guy told me to be there at 9 a.m. because
he didn't want me to be waiting around. Well, I got there at 9 a.m. and first thing he said, "Hey man, it's been a crazy morning. My guy didn't show up. My doc guy didn't show up at 6 a.m. There's no call, no show, so it's been kind of crazy." I'm like, okay, I understand. So I took it as, we might just be waiting around for a while. So, there was a guy waiting to be loaded up when I got there. So, long story short, it took 4.5 hours for us to get loaded up, get in the car, and actually get on our route. So we got there and we didn't leave until 1:30. 4.5 hours. We didn't leave till 1:30. So, the truck in front of us that got loaded up, there was a Estes truck with a whole truckload, 53-foot dry van of stuff to be unloaded. He was really pissed off because they only got one forklift, in their small, warehouse to load and to unload. And then, it's kind of unorganized the way that the pallets and the items are around the warehouse. So, they have a slip and they're looking for an item. They have to search around the whole warehouse for where's this one particular item, and then they load it on your truck. So, after all this back and forth, they finally loaded me on the truck. At first, they overloaded me, because you definitely have to be on top of this, because I was overloaded, at the time, I thought the max my truck can actually carry is 10,000 pounds, in which I highly suggest you fill your truck up with gas and go get on the scale with you in the truck. That's how you figure out how much your truck can carry, because you're going to take that, whatever that scale ticket is, minus that from 26,000 pounds, and that's how much carrying or towing capacity, how much can fit in your box. Because if you get caught out here with DOT over 26,000 pounds, they will give you a ticket. So, but either way, when they loaded me up, it was over 10,000 pounds, and I said, well, we got to take off a pallet. So we ended up taking off a pallet like y'all saw in the video, down to 9,000 pounds. I believe it was maybe 9 pallets and 8 drops. So, we get to the first drop. It's already raining. First thing I noticed, about doing these drops was you're delivering at people's houses. You're not delivering at, some of them actually, I believe 2 of the drops were actual businesses. All the other 6 drops was personal houses. So it's supposed to be some curbside delivery. The first drop, we pulled up, and let me tell you guys, this was in North Georgia, north of Atlanta, not in Atlanta, north of Atlanta, in the country part, the mountain part of Atlanta that I'm driving my truck up. These narrow roads, windy roads, tree branches hanging down, slapping the side of your box, and that's another thing, was trying to find these addresses, because we was in the country, y'all, the sticks, as some would say. But we pulled into this guy's yard. It started to rain. I beeped the horn. He came out. So I verified the address. So you have to use your lift gate. That was another requirement, that you had to have a lift gate. So you had to use your lift gate and maneuver a pallet off. Well, that's another thing about doing these curbside deliveries. I couldn't use the pallet jack because we was on gravel. Gravel rocks. You ain't pulling no pallet of anything on that. So anyway, we get to the stop. And it takes us to some lodging, up in the mountains as well. So we having a hard time even finding out where this goes. So we just figured out there's like a lodging office right here. These are like vacation homes or that people can rent out or whatever. So we turned the truck around about 2 times, trying to figure it out. And then we said, hey, we're gonna drop it right here. Eventually, a guy in a truck pulls up and says, hey, who y'all trying to deliver to? And it was him. And he had a shed actually down the road from the actual address. And we were actually delivering 3,000 pounds of wine glasses. He actually owned a winery, and these were empty wine glasses that he ordered. He actually said it was supposed to have been here a week and a half ago. That's a little bit how unorganized apparently the delivery service is with this company under Estes. But so we maneuvered around his yard, backed up in, you know, luckily he already had a pallet jack. I mean, you know, this guy, you know, he had a little small little, you know, shed or whatever where I guess that's what he does, conducts his business. But, I mean, he actually had some paved, cemented little ramp that we can kind of just unload the pallets on, which was a little bit smoother. So, I mean, the other drops were kind of crazy as well. I mean, we're talking about, you know, sometimes we had to just carry boxes up to the people's yards, you know, up their driveways, so there was no way to get the truck up there, you know. One time we actually drove, on this same trip, and this was, I mean, it was taking us a long time to do this either. Like I said, I got in my truck at, we was there at 9 a.m. We didn't leave till 1:30. I didn't get back home till midnight, because we was actually 2 hours north of Atlanta, so it was 2 hours driving back down after we got everything. You know, after our first drop, we decided to, you know, kind of just, I needed to get the biggest stuff off that was, you know, closest to the door of the truck. So we drove the furthest away, which was happening to be 3 or 4 stops, and able to get some of the bigger stuff off so we could maneuver other stuff around. But, you know, one of the guys' houses, we pulled way up in the mountains, literally in the mountains, dirt road, probably a mile or up in the mountains, dirt road, and he had like 2 pallets of laminate flooring that we delivered at nighttime, and you know, it was kind of crazy. You know, and a couple of these guys were telling me how trucks got stuck trying to, you know, maneuver around these, and to be quite honest, it was very physical as well. I mean, they kind of advertise this as a one-man team business, but I don't see how that, you know, you can be a one-man team when you're maneuvering these 1,500 plus pound, you know, pallets or more, moving them around. I mean, your lift gate is only so long, so you know, a lot of times the pallet is hanging off a little bit. You're on a hill at an angle, 45-degree angle. It was kind of a mess. You know, my arms had got shot a little bit. I mean, almost every job, the homeowner, luckily they was there, had to come out and help me and my partner to unload it. I mean, just to make sure that the pallet didn't flip over because we was on a hill or at an awkward angle. So, I mean, it was very interesting, y'all, to say the least. So, yeah, I mean, if this was something, I think this is something that a 2-man team have to kind of carry on. I mean, I've seen a whole sofa in another guy's truck. I'm thinking, like, how can one guy, you know, carry a whole sofa, you know? How is he going to unload that? So, either way. So, our last drop was actually an incorrect address. It was an address that was in the middle of the street, no houses around. The address was incorrect. I mean, then of course, the manager of this shipper / broker company, they didn't answer the phone. It was like 10 o'clock at night. You know, we were still out delivering. They didn't answer the phone, so we just had to bring the load back to my house. And you know, the next morning I dropped it off. But so it was crazy. Getting paid. This is how you get paid. I mean, honestly, I don't even understand how you get paid. The dude told me for a load like I was doing, you can make between $500 and $600. I mean, they pay you per piece you drop off and the mileage. I was going a little bit further out. They do local stuff in Atlanta or, you know, North Atlanta. They got their designated areas apparently. But since I was going further up, I mean, he said I got paid a lot more. Plus, it was the weight. So, I mean, I can't tell you exactly how much I got paid. I'm actually still waiting to be invoiced. You know, this, which was another reason that I don't even think this opportunity was for us. If y'all haven't noticed by all the crazy explanations I've been giving so far, was, you know, they kind of treated you like, you know, like an employee. You know, they call you independent contractor, but you kind of got treated like an employee, where you told me you had to put a week in the hole, you know, and then you get paid in 2 weeks. You know, it's kind of, you know, I'm like, okay, which is different. You know, I don't know about this week in the hole thing. I haven't worked a job in probably about 10 years, a real job. You know, been entrepreneur, you know, for the last 4, but and a student before then. So yeah, it was kind of crazy. All in all, I definitely think there's better opportunities out there. A lot better opportunities out there. I mean, I asked the guys that have been working there for a while. I asked all the guys that was working there, you know, how's this job? You know, after I did my first load, I asked them the next morning when I was dropping off that one pallet, because, you know, I asked them, yeah, and I asked them all, and they was like, yeah, you know, you can eat. One guy, he had a smaller truck. I think he had maybe a 16-foot truck, and you know, he was telling me he make, you know, $300 to $400 a day, you know, and he loves it. You know, all the guys, you know, they say they love it. You know, probably besides the part of being unorganized. I'm talking about, you got the next morning I showed up. I mean, it's 3 guys waiting to be loaded up. You know, it's kind of crazy. I mean, and this was, you know, first thing in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning. You know, 3 trucks waiting to be loaded up. I told you I took 4.5 hours just for me to get loaded up. So, you know, you got to sit around and wait for it to be loaded up. You know, it's not like an organized system where they tell I got to come at 6, I got at 8, got at 10. You know, just, you know, show up and we'll load whoever up first or whatever the case may be, which is kind of crazy. But like I said, I just thought there's better opportunities out there. I mean, I feel like I can make $500 a day doing, you know, regional routes, you know, within a, you know, a 200-mile radius of Atlanta, taken from, you know, one location to other. Those pop up on the load board all the time. I mean, they go fast though. I mean, especially in Atlanta, they go fast. So you have to be on it when they pop up, you know. Or I felt like, you know, I ain't gonna lie. After that last night or that night moving this load, I said, hey, I'm on the phone tomorrow calling more brokers, shippers, you know, warehouses, trying to see if they need coverage. And that's just, you know, the way it's going to have to be, because I'd rather do some no-touch freight, you know, dock-to-dock stuff than maneuvering around people's driveways and narrow roads and all the type of stuff. Maybe in a smaller truck, not a 26-foot box truck for sure. But if y'all made it this far in the video, go ahead and like the video, go ahead and subscribe. You know, we'll have more videos coming, man. You know, if you got questions, you know, let me know something in the comments. You know, tell me what y'all think. You know, was this a dedicated load that y'all want to try out? If so, I mean, I'll shoot y'all information if y'all in Atlanta. But if not, you know, it is what it is. But peace out.
Everybody wanna make millions, but not everybody been working. Everybody know they got brilliant.